In Unit 6, students will do various activities to show that fourths of identical wholes must be the same size, even though they're different shapes. Students will use two different strategies. In Strategy 1, students using this strategy fold and cut paper squares to form 3 differently shaped fourths. Then they fold, cut, and rearrange the rectangle and the triangle to form the squares, demonstrating that they're all the same size, even if they're different shapes. So students will start with their square, which is what they're going to be making in the end. The next shape they'll be given is a rectangle. And what students will have to do is they will have to fold that rectangle in half, giving 2 equal parts. And most likely, they are going to fold it like this to show 2 equal parts. The students will then take those 2 equal parts and they will put them side by side in order to make a square with 2 equal parts. They'll also be given a triangle. The students will take that triangle, and again, they're going to take that triangle and cut it into 2 equal parts, like this. They'll then take those 2 equal parts, and they'll put those 2 equal parts together to form a square. And when they do this, the students will recognize that the squares are all the same size, but they use different shapes to form those squares. Students using the second strategy use colored tiles to measure each of the fourths. It is relatively straightforward to measure the square fourth and the rectangular fourth in this way. Each can be covered by 4 tiles. The triangular fourth is more challenging to measure, but by folding, cutting, and rearranging the shape, students may show that it also can be covered by 4 tiles. What this means is students will start with a triangle. In that triangle, we found that there is a rectangle here that can be cut into fourths, and 2 fourths will make a square, and 2 other fourths will make a square. So we'll just color those in to show that we have 4 fourths. So now we can look at that triangle, and we can see that we have the top triangle. We have our rectangle, which is made up of 2 squares, or 2 fourths and 2 fourths. And then we have our leftover triangle and our leftover triangle. Now students will be using paper to fold and rearrange, but we see that we have our 2 squares, or 4 fourths. We can then take these 2 triangles and rearrange them to make another 2 twos, or 1 whole. And then we can take this top triangle, cut it, and rotate it to make another square, showing that this can be covered by 4 tiles.